Fox's Madison Scarpino is live in Glenallen, Missouri, assessing the aftermath of last night's storm. Hey, Madison.
Hi there, Bridget. People here just absolutely in shock that this happened. Of course, they knew that severe weather was potentially on the way to this area, but nobody ever prepares for a deadly tornado to just rip through their town and cause so much destruction. And I gotta say, this is a extremely tight-knit town where it seems like everyone knows everyone. A lot of people are related to each other. Really just kind of the last thing they need, especially going into the Easter holiday this weekend. A lot of people are telling me. Hard to look anywhere in this town without seeing absolute destruction. Everything from piles of debris, wood from houses that are piled up together. And among those, I gotta say, we're also seeing those just random household items that clearly got blown across by these strong winds. And who knows if it's from nearby houses or maybe even half a mile down the road. Of course, the silver lining here is I've spoken to so many people who say that they're not from there, they're not from here. They know people in this area, whether it be their family members or friends. They wanted to come and check on the well-being of everyone. Of course, 5 deaths confirmed in this area. People here are devastated about that, but everyone that you speak to says, hey, we can replace all of these things that got destroyed, but lives, those cannot be replaced, and they're lucky that they survived this tornado. Bridget?
Right, Madison, it shows you really the threat of some of those nocturnal tornadoes that we saw there in Glenallen. Fox's Madison Scarpino, thank you for some of the updates.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.